So we brought up the patient. This is for our third simulation. Now we mentioned before about being able to pull up previous versions. If you've saved one before, then you'll be queued to add. The system will ask you if you want to bring up a new one. For now, we're just going to create another one because I want to bring you guys through the whole process. So we go ahead and start the simulation. We talk to the patient about the software, identify the access points. We'll do a double check. As soon as the screen goes gray, we'll check to see if anything needs to be done. In here, we've hit all the access points before. But again, all you need to do is long press and add or subtract an access point, either if they didn't identify a tooth or if a tooth was all the way out. Create simulation. Now this what's great about it is that you used to be able to create a simulation from an Invisalign scan, but now we're actually able to create a simulation from any scan, from an iRecord. It doesn't have to be the Invisalign scan itself. So even patients like, let's say, the phase 1 patient, we can still create the Invisalign outcome. We can run the outcome simulator from an Invisalign, from an iRecord scan too. So as the scan finishes, very often the first thing we go to is, I love going to the occlusals first. Very often, like patients, they always have lower incisor crowding, and so this will show them very powerfully what needs to be done. Now this patient has severe crowding. Some people may be comfortable with treating it non-extraction, but for our purposes, we're going to be treating it extraction. So the first option was saying, oh, we can level and align the teeth. Now if we want to adjust the outcome or show them that before and after on that one screen, we press the adjust outcome. I can resize it here, and then we can go, if we want to show them the before and after, we press on compare with original, before and then after, before, after. Now very often also what I'll do is I'll go ahead and grab one of the teeth here, because especially the lower incisors, it's very easy for them to visualize, and so I'll go ahead and say, well, imagine if we could move the teeth. Wouldn't that be nice? And we'll go ahead and grab the tooth, and then I'll go ahead and grab the rotation tool, and I'll show them, see, this is what we're doing. It's before it's like that, or it's really off like that, and now we're putting it like that. Or I'll grab like the buccolingual translation and say, before, see, the tooth was out like that, and now we're bringing it in. To us it seems like semantics, but for the patient, for them to visualize the process of the treatment, becomes invested in it from the first time that they're seeing their teeth in your office. So we can go compare to original, before and after. Sometimes the machine will go ahead and jump to before and after, so by just touching one of the teeth, you can go ahead and grab it again, before and after, see? Before and after. Very often, mom, like we said before, they'll grab their phone and start taking pictures or want to make a record of this. Let's take a look at the upper teeth. On this patient, some crowding and some flaring of the upper incisors, so we're simulating the retraction of the upper incisors here. And remember, I haven't touched this. This is what has the automatic simulation that's been given to me. You can see she's half step class 2 all the way down. So in her case, considering that she has severe lower crowding and that she's class 2, and from her profile pictures she has a very weak jaw, we've decided to give an option of lower extraction plus mandibular advancement. This was the case that was in my teaser video. So let's take a look and explain to mom why she would need surgery and extractions. So we explained to mom and said, look, she has a soft profile, and that in order to correct her profile, we want to move the lower jaw forward. Now we say, mom, if I was able to take out the lower teeth, would the overbite, horizontal overbite, which we know is called overjet, would that overjet get worse or better? Well, let's take a look. Don't answer that question, mom. Let's take a look. So we're going to go to treatment goals, and we're going to go ahead and pick the lower bias, 28 on the right side, 21 on the left side, and we're going to go and update the simulation. But remember, I'm not going to pick AP correction here because I want to visualize to mom, number one, correction of the crowding with the overjet getting worse, and then we'll go ahead and do the AP correction afterwards. But we're leading mom down that path so that she understands why we need to still do lower lower extractions. So we go ahead and we update the simulation. Now when you do an extraction in the simulation, you're going to see that the teeth that are to be extracted have a little more whiter color, or actually yellower, and then they're not apparent on the simulated outcome. So if we go before and then after, we're showing mom exactly what's happening, right? She's seeing where the teeth are being taken out. Why? Because all this crowding, and these are going to line up. Now once we've done that, I want to show mom, okay, we discussed, right? Is the overjet going to get worse, or is the overjet going to get better? Right? Well, wouldn't it be nice if we could compare how the overjet is before and after? Well, there is. We just compare with the original. Before and then after. And mom can tell that the overjet is getting much worse. Now I've explained to the rationale to mom. Number one, we've taken out the lower incisors to correct, we've taken out the lower crowding in order to get taking out the lower bias in order to correct the crowding, but we're left with more overjet. Now that overjet is going to help us because that will allow us, right mom, to now advance the mandible even more forward. Now how am I going to show the simulation of the mandible being more forward? I'm just going to extrude these just because my heart is telling me to. And how are we going to show mom how we want to do the lower mandibular advancement? Now, by the way, we can go ahead and save this version here and just do lower bias extraction. So we'll save that for later. Now, let's go back, and how are we going to illustrate to mom that we've now changed, our treatment goals are to get that full AP correction? Well, we go ahead and we click treatment goals. When we pick treatment goals, we can go ahead and pick AP correction and then update the simulation. And now we'll show mom this overjet got worse because we extracted, and now we're going to get more overjet correction, complete correction, plus profile change with the mandibular advancement. And now mom can see what we've done. And now I haven't adjusted. This is exactly what's been, I've saved the previous version of this, but I'm not loading it this time. This is just straight from the computer what they've given me. So here is before. See mom, we have to take out these teeth, allow the lower teeth to upright and resolve the crowding, and then after, and advance the mandible, and we get an amazing overjet correction with further improvement of the profile. So mom saw this simulation that day, and she made her down payment for treatment right then and there. I believe it's because the power of the outcome simulator for me to convey to my patients, and for you guys to do this also, to explain to them the rationale for treatment, how treatment will take place, and what the outcome will look like. Of course, it's a simulated outcome. It's not a treatment plan. It doesn't replace a treatment plan. And you're not binding to it, but it gives them a visualization of what they're investing in. And very often once they see it, they will want it.